Tel No bases. Air bases house advanced US F-35 jets. Iran missiles launched from Shiraz missile base. I'm going to go straight across to my colleagues joining us this morning. Shivarur continues to be with us, and so does our Foreign Affairs editor Geeta Mohan. Shiv, first to you. The full extent of the damage is yet to be ascertained. Like you were telling us, it's not easy for information of this nature to trickle out, but if at all the base has been hit and there has been considerable damage to F-35s, this is a huge setback to Israel, isn't it?
This definitely is, Sneha. You're right. We don't know exactly how many aircraft have been destroyed yet, but the very fact that the Tel Nov, Nevatim, and Hatzerim air bases are claimed to have been struck with video evidence suggesting that at least one of them definitely has been impacted by Iranian missiles means that the Iranian government had a set series of targets that it wanted to attack. It wasn't just a shotgun attack with stray missiles looking in different directions. Remember that yesterday, when the missiles were in the air, the Iranian government had also said in a statement that military targets, these missiles were headed towards military targets. So if that were true, we do know that some of these missiles did land in some civilian areas in the north, but the Hatzerim, Nevatim, and Tel Nov bases are most definitely military targets. We just don't know what impact it has had on the ground. But this is a material as well as a psychological message, if at all. While we await the precise details of what kind of damage has been done, the Nevatim, Hatzerim, and Tel Nov bases, all of them in and around the Negev desert in the southern part of Israel, basically house the entire air power combat strength of the Israeli Air Force, including, as you rightly said, Sneha, the F-35 jets. These are stealth fighters, the most advanced in the world. Israel operates about 36 of them or 39 of them, with about an equal number to be delivered to Israel from the United States very, very soon, making them the sword arm of Israeli air power. These are stealth fighters, which means they can fly in hostile airspace, even with air defense missiles and ground radars, sort of helplessly hunting for them, but they're pretty much invisible to radar, and therefore they're very, very key weapons for Israel. So we'll have to see how many of these, even if a handful of these have been destroyed, it's a huge thing to be destroyed on the ground. But apart from that, the fact that 3 air bases have been struck by longer range standoff missiles by Iran also shows, perhaps from the Shiraz base, that Iran has been able to strike at a longer range. They have not done this so far. This would be their longest range attack so far on Israeli territory. There are no confirmations from the Israeli side so far. There's a statement from the Iranian side. There's a lot of open source intelligence and videos. At least one Bellingcat researcher has confirmed a video showing an attack on the Nevatim base in the Negev desert in the south. But apart from that, the fog of war continues to prevail over all of these details that are trickling in right now.
That's right. Geeta, as far as Israel's response is concerned, Iran guards have indicated that there is going to be, in fact, there are going to be a series of crushing attacks, and that's the word that they've used, if Israel responded to the missile attacks. I think it would be wishful thinking if we were to for a second also presume that Israel is going to soften its position and that there won't be further escalation, isn't it?
Well, they are certainly going to soften their position, Sneha. There is no way that Israel is going to sit and take this attack quietly lying down. That is not going to happen. It's not an option for Israel. Look at the conversations that we're looking at from various quarters. Everybody's talking about how Israel now needs to create a deterrence. The 7-front war has opened up with now Iran in the fray. All the fronts are open, and Israel is going to face a barrage of attacks from various quarters, despite the fact that they have completely decimated Hezbollah. But there is going to be, when experts are talking about Hezbollah, that there will be a regrouping. Is this a diversionary tactic for Hezbollah to really come together yet again is something we'll have to wait and see. Having said that, for Israel to suffer attacks on their military bases, and as is being reported, if it's the Mossad headquarters, then this is going to take a very, very serious turn. Israel will certainly respond, despite the fact that Iran has said that should Israel respond, that this was Iran's right to defend herself, and should Israel respond to this, that they will also then see more retaliation coming their way from Iran. But that is not going to deter Netanyahu. Nothing has stopped Netanyahu yet. No international pressure when they had the upper edge and hand on the Hamas. No international pressure when it came to them going into other areas. Certainly, the Hezbollah being decimated is a massive success for Israel after Ismail Haniyeh's assassination well within Iranian territory. But Sneha, the larger picture over here is going to be, what is Israel going to do next? There are few narratives that you see and few conversations that you're seeing in terms of the statements that are being put out. One is that Israel has come out and said, claimed success for all that it has done in the recent past. Secondly, after the attack, they've also come out and put out statements about how they're victims of terror from Iran and that they need to respond and create deterrence. Most importantly, look at the turn the international community has taken from the focus largely being on ceasefire and the call for Netanyahu to bring about a ceasefire. It is now shifted to every leader, particularly all Americans, coming out and saying, well, now Iran is in the fray, so we are backing Israel completely. So you're seeing a tectonic shift even in how the West, especially America, is now looking at this war. So this has taken a very, very serious and a very different turn. We are looking at a lot of support coming Israel's way from the United States of America. We'll have to wait and see how or if Russia and China are going to support Iran should matters escalate.
All right.